your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. My man Brad Gilmore. Bless you, brother. Bless you, brother. Now we're going into the holiday season. I want to thank everybody. I want to wish everybody happy holidays and a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys don't eat too much of that turkey tomorrow, because I'm telling you right now, man, I'm gonna be actually this Friday. My bad. Hope you guys didn't eat too much turkey.
Yeah, there you go.
On that turkey day. But nah, man. Happy holidays. Right now, I'm just chilling and I'm having a good time. This is the first week, full, week and a half that I've been off in quite some time. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it's been lazy, dog. It's been lazy. All I've been doing is just chilling, working out, chilling, eating, working out, chilling, sleeping, working out, eating. That's all I've been doing. That's all I've been doing, man. But how you doing, man? How you holding up?
That does the body good, man. That does the body good. You just sleep, eat, chill for a little bit, a little workout, action. I'm doing good, Book. I'm like you. I enjoy these times because things seem to slow down a little bit. It gives you a minute to kind of relax, get some R&R in before you hit the ground. The thing is about the Thanksgiving break is it's like a little appetizer. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're gonna do these couple days off, maybe this week, but then you got to go back to work. You got to go back to the grind the next week for a couple more weeks, and then we'll give you Christmas and New Year's. You got to work for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm already acting like it's the end of the year. Like I'm talking about 2024. Like I'm looking forward to things next year, and I'm like, wait a minute, we got a whole month.
This year went quick, man. This year went quick, man. But hey, man, that's what this thing's all about. Just staying on the grind, grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price, want to slice, gotta roll the dice. You know what I mean? So that's what we doing, man. So I'm definitely ready for 2024 myself. But I don't want to, forsake 2023, man, because it's been a hell of a year, man. It's been a hell of a year.
Awesome.
Reality wrestling has been growing. We got a big show coming up December 2nd. We got Jacob Fatu coming in. We got Danny Limelight. He's going to be stepping back inside the Reality Wrestling arena as well. And the crew, the crew definitely going to be making their presence known. I was in there last night doing some film study, and the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, actually showed up. And I was like, man, as busy as you are, you still got time to come through for film study. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that kid for, being one of the true soldiers at Reality Wrestling. Want to thank Will Allday, another kid who separated his shoulder at our last show, man. But he's like, man, I'm ready. I'm back. I'm ready. I'm cleared. So as well as he was at film study. So I want to thank him for showing up as well. All those guys, man. I want to thank all the Reality Wrestling crew for showing up for film study, trying to get that knowledge and figure out what it takes, to get to that next level. I talk to these guys all the time. I said, man, if you want to work the indies, that's cool, man. But if you want to work if you want to get to the next level, man, you got to study. You got to prepare. Preparation is the only luck you're ever going to have. So we was in there 3 hours last night, putting it down. So big ups, man. Big ups, Reality Wrestling.
What was the match of focus last night, if you don't mind sharing?
I was watching me and Bobby, and I was showing them how green Bobby Lashley was when I worked him compared to, today's Bobby Lashley. And that Bobby was, a pretty good version, of the Bobby Lashley that I was trying to create back then. Was a monster. I felt like Bobby was going to be the guy that would take my place in WWE when I left. He ended up leaving the same time I did and coming back. But we was talking about the psychology of wrestling, the little bitty things, the stuff that's done in between, stuff that you can do that, feel like you may have talked about it, but you didn't. It just looks a certain way. I was talking to the guys last night about the way a lot of these guys do it today is, it's like almost like a choreographed dance. These guys go out there and they're from the beginning of the match all the way to the end. It's like stuff running in their head. What am I going to do here? 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 And I say, man, I said it a little bit different, but I said, if I had to think like that, my butt would be so tight, I would not be able to think straight at all in a match. And then I say, it is definitely no way I would be able to have fun in that type of a match. So I was just talking to them about it, showing them how to go out and have fun when you do this. But in order to do that, you got to know what you're doing.
Right. You got to have all the tools to be able to relax. You know what I mean? And take your time with it and give the craft, man. But that's it is an interesting point that you make of like how much do you think that performers today put too much pressure on themselves? Because everything's expected to be a five-star match,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think they put a lot of pressure on themselves, but I think I think the company guides them in that way. On both sides. AEW, WWE, even in Japan. I remember going to Japan some years ago. I guess I don't know, 2005 or something like that, and they made. I was wrestling Tajiri, and it was a half MMA card, and it was a half wrestling card. And they picked us up, I don't know, like 5 o'clock, and they took us down to the dojo, and they wanted us to go over our matches. And I go, I don't know what I'm doing. They go, well, whatever you're gonna do, I want to see it. I go, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? But they wanted me to, rehearse. They wanted the MMA guys to rehearse, and I'm like, it's no way I would be able to go out and perform if I knew what I was doing before the performance actually happened. I got to be able to create. I got to be able to be spontaneous. I got to be able to think on the fly in order to really make this thing look like we're acting and reacting, opposed to just going out there and doing a dance. So I just feel like there's a lot of pressure from, the company for these guys to go out there and make sure they have flawless matches. And there is no flawless match. I always say in those matches that I would go out and screw up something. It wasn't a screw up because I didn't talk about it. It's just something that happened. You know what I'm saying? It was a part of the match. And sometimes it works.
Well, one of the great stories I think maybe ever of it just working in an unplanned spot in a match. I remember Jake the Snake telling a story. He was working somebody early in his career, and he said we were working and we got twisted up some kind of way, and we ended up falling. I ended up falling, and he fell too. But we heard the crowd go, "Oh!" And then the guy he was working just said, "Hey, pin me." Right. And Jake goes over and pins him. And then they go to the back. He's like, I don't know what you did, but you better get the tape and do that all the time because it got a reaction. And it ended up, that's how he invented the DDT.
Yeah, it is, and that's a great story, but that's food for thought right there. Sometimes you go out there and you mess it up and make it look even better. I remember I was doing a spot where I was supposed to do a nip up and I screwed it up and I ended up coming up somehow and it looked pretty cool. And I was like, oh man, okay, that works. I mean, I screwed the nip up, but on television, I was moving so quick to try to fix it and recover. It really didn't matter. So my thing is, if it's too if it's too pretty, it's just not right for me. If everything looks like a dance, it's just not right for me. If it's too choreographed, it's not right. If it don't have some rough edge to it and some feel that I could take in, it's not real to me. So I was talking to the guys like how to bring the fans into the ring. So I would tell them, like one thing I used to love to do was I would make sure a guy was, really, really good and sweaty, and I would chop him so hard right by the fans, so the sweat from my palm would just fly over the front row, and they would jump when it hit them, and they would totally become a part of that match once that happened. Oh, did you? It's one of the missed, and so for
Yeah.
me, those little tools, those little tricks of the trade, what you do before, what you do after. Action is movement, stuff like that. Just being able to get into their heads. And what was so impressive, everybody had the notebooks, writing the stuff down. And for me, you got to be able to write it down in order to be able to retain it and go back and run through it over and over and over again, because that's the only way. It's the only way it's going to lock you into where you can actually go out there and feel so comfortable when you're inside that square circle. Nothing can bother you. You're in your safe place. For me, I was so nervous walking out of that curtain every single night. Man, my palms were sweaty. I'm serious. Walking out that curtain, but I knew once I got in the middle of that ring, I was in my safe space. I felt like I could do that in my sleep. I used to always say I could work with a broomstick, and make it look good. Kind of fell at night with Marcus Bagwell, so to speak, a lot of people say. Nah, man, that was always the name of the game. I know we got to take a break. Our super chatters out there, man, we appreciate our super chatters. Cali Toenail, I hope you're ready, man. I hope you're ready. December 2nd, you're getting the carte blanche treatment. You're getting, first class all the way, baby, all the way. I'm talking about drinks for everybody. In reality direction, I'll do the Cali Toenail. Hey guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Hey, man, Survivor Series coming up. And I don't know, you see the poster?
I saw the poster. The one with Cody?
Yeah.
As the military man, as G.I. Bro?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked it.
I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Cody getting his problems. The thing is, it's like the Madden curse. When you get those posters, man, you just wishing and hoping you get to that dance, before something happens, before something just pop. You know what I mean? So hopefully go there and make it to that dance without experiencing the Madden curse.
Yeah, well, let's hope. And it's cool for him to be the face on the poster of a show that his father, helped create. Dust the roads and war games, go hand in hand. And but this, I believe this is Cody's first war games ever.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a testament. And then the big news from Monday is, he's been gone for a year now, and we're finally getting him back. Randy Orton is going to make his return in the War Games. How do you feel about Randy? That was big news.
Yeah, man. Randy was going through a lot, man, with that injury, on his back injury and stuff like that. You wonder if you're going to ever come back. They say once you touch the back, man, it's surgeries after surgeries after surgeries. But to see Randy make his return, it's definitely gonna be awesome. I know I know he had to be worried about it, because I know every time that I was sitting at home with an injury, I was always wondering, man, am I gonna be able to get back? Am I gonna be, like the one time I hurt my neck and with Mike Awesome, and and I laid in the bed for like a month, and then I hurt my back in Australia, and I couldn't even walk for a month, and I was so depressed, man. I was like, man, it's over. I was laughing the whole time. That's how depressed I was. I'm like, it's over. It's over. This is how it's gonna end. and I got myself back on track, and I got a chance to get back out there. So I'm sure, man, he's chomping at the bit and can't wait to just taste the mat just one more time. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely hard being away from it.
What was the longest you were out for?
The back injury when I came from Australia.
Okay.
I had
That
to
was how long?
I was out for about 3 months.
3.
I had to have 2 epidurals, uh, and that's where they stick that big needle in your back. And I got back on track, but it was definitely the scariest. It was the scariest time of my wrestling career, as far as me thinking that that could be the end of it due to a really, really bad injury.
I mean, just think too, 3 months is a really long time. That's 90 days sitting at
Oh
home.
man, I'm gonna tell you, it was so bad. I had the sciatic nerve thing going down in my right leg to where the pain was like excruciating. And to tell you, just to give you a visual how much pain I was in. Just say, for instance, I'm laying in bed without a sheet over me. I'm just laying in the bed, no cover on me or anything, and I'm raising my leg up, just trying to get a little stretch out of it, just try to get a little feel out of it. And then I could just put a sheet, the weight of a sheet on my leg. I couldn't move it.
Mm,
Just the weight of a sheet.
mm.
God, man, so that right there, it scared me. I'm just getting up, going to the kitchen. I had to hold on to the wall, walk sideways,
Wow.
just to get to the kitchen. And it was, I swear, man, scary time. Just because, you see the stories, where a person is, upright and healthy, one day, and then the next day, boom, something can happen. And life is tricky, man. Life is so freaking tricky. So I'm just fortunate to still be here doing it.
And Randy's been out 18 months. I mean, we haven't seen him in a ring since May of 22. That is an incredibly long time for a guy who was kind of the Lou Gehrig, right? Of WWE, just always there, all reliable.
Yeah.
You knew that he was going to be there. Yeah, like Cal Ripken or whoever you want to say for the baseball terminology. But he was the Iron Man. You knew he was always going to be there. And now to be sitting sidelines for 18 months of your career that, Randy's early 40s, I think. So you've got less years in front of you than you do behind you as far as an in-ring career goes.
Definitely.
And to have 18 months of it taken away, I mean, yeah, I just wonder what kind of Randy do you think we're going to see?
Well, I think Randy is going to be the same Randy that we've seen for the last couple of years, because Randy put himself in a position where you don't come to see Randy Orton do his moves other than the RKO.
That's all you want to see.
All you do is all you want to do is come to see Randy Orton, make that walk and do his pose. He's going to get in the ring and perform, but Randy's performance has always been that of a worker. He's never been one of these guys that's been an acrobat or anything like that. He's
Right.
never been one of the guys that want to fly over the top rope or through the middle rope, that's not his game. Randy's in the middle of that square circle type of guy, just like me. I think, I don't know if Randy ever won any championships outside of being there in the middle of that square circle, no gimmick matches or anything like that, such as myself. I've never been one of the guys that, won by gimmick. It's always been by the performance in the middle of the square circle. And I think Randy's that same type of guy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see him in War Games along with Cody and Jey Uso, and then we saw Drew. We had been talking about it, and Drew McIntyre does finally make the heel turn that a lot of people thought maybe this would be the right path for him, and it seems to already. It is strange. It already seems like within 2 weeks he's his character's revitalized on television, and he's back in the main event scene.
I mean, sometimes you need that change. Sometimes trying to be that baby face, where you're smiling and trying to make the fans happy. It's cool. I always love that spot. But sometimes you got to be able to tap into something different in order to really make yourself feel like, man, I'm feeling this. I mean, I can't wait to get to work. I can't wait to do my job. I can't wait to, hit that square circle. That right there, that's being motivated, I think, more than anything. And was Drew McIntyre motivated as a babyface? I think so, because I said Drew McIntyre in the COVID era, he did a hell of a job.
He did a phenomenal job.
I said that him and MVP gets the MVP of the COVID era, as far as I'm concerned, because those guys showed up and went out there and performed every night. I said Drew McIntyre was one of the guys that tapped into being in that COVID era and trying to create something at the same time. Because if you didn't have a creative mindset, working in front of no fans, come on. That dude came out and he didn't phone it in throughout that whole time as champion. He came out and worked like it was fans inside that arena. He bumped just like it was fans inside that arena. But do I feel like the heel character is going to serve its purpose a whole lot better? Of course it will. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion.
Oh, well, I'll find out. I mean, there's a whole lot going on this Saturday on the Thanksgiving tradition. Thanksgiving tradition. It's Survivor Series. Do you remember anything from Survivor Series, like any of the matches you were in? I remember Survivor Series 03. I believe you were part of Team Austin going against Team Bischoff, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, I remember a few of those matches, man. But I really, I can almost promise you that I'm not going to have a whole lot of, Survivor Series, great memories, moments, so to speak. And when I was working in those type of matches, it was just so much going on, so many moving parts. When you're in a Survivor Series match like that, it's really not about you. It's about giving the fans a great match more than anything. So no, it's not anything that's like memorable that stick out in my head and I go, man, what a great time.
Well, so I remember this Survivor Series like very clearly for several reasons, but I do remember the 2 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches like had so much talent. And this is just, think about all these guys were in one match. Okay, this is the match you were in. It was the longest match of the night for almost half hour. It was Team Bischoff, which was Jericho, Christian, Randy Orton, Scott Steiner, and Mark Henry against Team Austin, which was Shawn Michaels, Booker T, Rob Van Dam, and the Dudley Boys, along with Steve Austin.
Yeah,
that's a loaded card right there, just between those names alone.
Pretty stacked, those I guess the moments probably I remember about that more than anything has been, alongside Shawn Michaels. Just because I never got a chance to work him from a singles perspective. We had a whole lot of interaction, but we never got a chance to get in the ring and perform, one-on-one. So yeah. I mean, there again, a plethora of talent.
And then the match after this, the one that I remember from this Survivor Series, and I'm sure a lot of fans do. And I wonder if you have any memories of this at all. You probably didn't get to see it because you just worked the match before. But do you remember The Undertaker and Vince in the Buried Alive match?
I do.
Yeah. What do you do? Anything come to your mind when you think of that match?
Not really.
I just remember, like, looking back at it now, of this is why Vince was Vince or Mr. McMahon, the character, because there's this moment to where, Taker's been beating the hell out of him and Vince is busted open and he's bleeding all over the place. And Vince gets Taker down. I think he low blows him with a shovel or something. And the camera's on the opposite side of the ring. I mean, I remember this vividly. The camera's on the opposite side of the ring. And Vince slowly peeks up, under the apron or from the other side of the apron, and you see his face. It's covered in blood, and he has this sadistic smile. And I'm like, this guy's good. This guy's good.
No, he was a worker, man. He really was a worker. I mean, people can say what they want to say about Vince McMahon. I mean, he wasn't the greatest technical wrestler or anything like that, but as far as mind for this business, bro knew it, man. I mean, I say that because I remember coming from the ring one night and I had screwed up something, and I was like, man, why did I do that? I mean, what the hell, And Vince comes up to me in the grill and he goes, if you would have did this instead of did that, it would have worked, Book. And I go, how did I not know that? Thinking about it there, and I'm like, how did I not know that? You know what I mean? I felt kind of, stupid there for a second as a wrestler, But no, man, he's a guy that knows the business like the back of his hand, and That's why he's, going to go down as the greatest promoter that ever did it. Give him the award. Give him the award. I know these days everybody off into these awards and Rookie of the Year, Booker of the Year. Everybody wants something. Give him the award. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Gee, guarantee. Oh, yes. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. All you super chatters out there, guys. One thing. We know Cali Toenail won the big prize coming to Reality Wrestling December 2nd for Christmas Chaos, but it's something we're going to be doing on a regular basis, doing drawings for you guys to have the experience of a lifetime to come to Reality of Wrestling. Be a VIP member of the row, get a chance to meet the wrestlers, get a chance to meet Booker T in person. Just want to say we appreciate all you super chatters, man. We really do.
We do. We love y'all. We have super chatters to get to. Before we get to them, though, I wanted to ask you, your AEW had their pay-per-view full year over last weekend, and there were a couple things that happened last week in general with AEW. First off, Sting wrestled his last match in California. So, I mean, that's his hometown. I know LA is kind of where he's from area. But bigger than that is we had the signing of signings happen. A lot of rumor, a speculation about an individual who you've actually had some one-on-one time with before. That's Will Ospreay. And he finally is coming stateside, signed one of the major companies, and it is AEW. Will Ospreay is All Elite. What do you think of that?
Well, I tell you what, I think it's really, really good for Will Ospreay. I'm sure Tony Khan took care of him. I'm sure he's probably making more money now than he's probably made, in this business. And that part right there is good for him. I just hope that they make this guy a household name and make him a legendary, a legendary figure that this business have seen, here in this new age. I wonder if these guys are going to become legends. And the thing is, and the reason I say that is because I watched a minute of AEW last week. A minute. All it was 1 minute. And it was the minute when I saw Kota Ibushi coming down on a 10-speed bicycle, beaking guys and then get hit with a clothesline and knocked on the back of his head. Now, if I was a fan watching wrestling for the first time, and I saw a guy riding down on a 10-speed bicycle with a pipe in his hand, binking guys on the head, and they flopping for it, and then he get knocked totally out pretty much with the clothesline backflip right on the back of his head. One of the best strong style wrestlers that Japan has ever produced. That's what they had him doing. So if Will Ospreay is going to be doing anything like this, I feel sorry for him in a lot of ways. But as far as him getting paid, big ups for Will Ospreay going out there and doing the big signing. But as far as this guy's career, is the legacy that he's going to leave in this business, the legacy he's going to leave in AEW. Hopefully, those guys think about it, because this guy here, he is truly one of the best wrestlers in the world. Tony Khan actually said he was the best wrestler in the world, and that just says a whole lot about your talent, your roster. When you bring somebody in like that, it's like, he's better than everybody I got on the roster. You know what I mean? So, and what does the best wrestler in the world actually really mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I think there's several metrics that you can go by of what who the best wrestler in the world is, but I don't know what Tony Khan means by it. But Will Ospreay is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most entertaining guys inside the squared circle from what we've been able to see him do, internationally speaking. And I guess when I saw it, I wasn't surprised by it at all.
Good surprise.
But I wondered, okay, what's the motivation? Like, because I know WWE had interest. It was pretty obvious WWE had interest, and they would be foolish if they didn't have interest. So, okay, why do you pick them? Why you pick all AEW over WWE? It has to be one or two reasons. It's either money was the same on both sides, and you thought that you'd have more freedom and flexibility in AEW, or the money was more substantial for AEW. Those are only two things I can see.
I mean, I could see Tony Khan paying him perhaps more than what WWE was offering. But I feel like Will Ospreay would have made leaps and bounds more money than he would have made in AEW just from merchandising and licensing and whatnot. He would have made so much more money in pay-per-views, whatnot. He would have made so much more money in this. I tell people all the time, when I went to TNA, they paid me a nice check, but I was still making more money in WWE off royalties alone than I was making in TNA. And that's just the truth. I'm talking about, money every 3 months, every quarter. That's what I'm talking about for as long as you live, if things go right. So I think Will Ospreay, my thing is, if you're getting money right now in this day and era, in this business, you're doing well. And somebody like Will Ospreay, I'm sure Tony Khan paid him a grip. And that right there, like I said, that's at the end of the day, honestly, at the end of the day, that's truly what it's really all about. I say that all the time. It's not about championships, really. It's more about the checks. You know what I mean? The championships, but for me, the checks is so much more important for Will Ospreay to be able to set himself up to, when he walk away from this business, everything's right. It really doesn't matter if his legacy is left intact, and as far as him being one of the greatest wrestlers or the greatest wrestler in the world. None of that really matters when it comes down to taking care of your family. And I'm sure, hopefully, that was the decision, the reason why he made the decision that he did.
Yeah, I mean, you said it's a business. And I'm sure that people would rather be called world's richest man than world's heavyweight champion.
You know what? The thing is, in this business, some people would rather be called the world's heavyweight champion opposed to being called the world's richest man.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. Guys that think that way, guys that think that it's just about bumping and going out and beating yourself up at the end of the day, ending up like Randy the Ram. That could happen to you. So anyone, would be stupid to not take the money that Tony Khan is offering right now. Anyone. I mean, I'm talking about Edge, Christian, all of them. They'd be stupid, Sting, all of them. They'd be stupid not to. And I said this, how many times have I said this about the business, about the wrestlers? The wrestlers are not going to leave a check on the table.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. They're going to go pick. I said that about it. I said, I don't know if anybody remember, but I said, Edge, if he left WWE and it was a big enough check for him in AEW, what did I say he was going to do?
He'd go pick it up.
I said he was going to go pick it up.
Yeah.
I never said Edge was going to be a lifer. He was going to be loyal to WWE because he's been loyal forever. I mean, How long, I mean, you just can't sit back and live your life. I mean, I love working for WWE, but if I left WWE tomorrow, if they let me go tomorrow and someone came to me and said, hey, Book, we got a check for you over here. Just come on, pick it up. I'm gonna go pick it up. What do you think Ric Flair did? Ric Flair said,
He went and got that money.
Ric Flair said, look, let me go pick this check up. There's a check over here. Wrestlers, that's just, look, man, that's the way wrestlers are. Wrestlers are not going to leave money on the table. Wrestlers are not going to see someone like Tony Khan passing out checks and not want to be a part of it. That's just the name of the game. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Ask Bully Ray.
Look.
As much good stuff he said about AEW.
You're starting something. Well, okay. So, do you think it's the same thing for Ronda? Because Ronda Rousey went over. I don't know if she's under contract. I don't think that she is.
I tell you what. Let me tell you something. You don't think Ronda Rousey interests Tony Khan?
Oh,
You don't think Tony Khan is not savoring saying, man, we can get Ronda Rousey. I mean, pay her. But right now, Tony Khan, he's not worried about how much money he's spending. I really don't think so. I don't think Tony Khan is really concerned about how much money he's spending on getting these guys under that banner. I think he more so is happy, having those guys around and seeing those guys as a part of AEW. Oh man, that right there is that's a notch on the belt right there. Snatching someone like Ronda Rousey from WWE, just being able to say that. Come on, yes. If Ronda Rousey is smart, she'll sign a contract too, and make sure the contract is only for 10 days a year.
I mean, hey, look, the money's out there to get. I was a little surprised though. I thought she was done with wrestling. I like after the SummerSlam, I was like, oh, this is it. She's wrapped it up.
I think Ronda Rousey loves this business. I really do.
Yeah.
But I think Ronda Rousey understands that, after all the work she's done, from an Olympic standpoint, how hard that is, from the training from when she was a little girl doing this, and then having that run in the UFC, taking it to that level. UFC, they're not on the road, 300 days a year, and then coming and jumping into this business and going, what the hell is this? We gotta get on the road. What? We gotta drive? We gotta do what? We gotta eat at Waffle House tonight? That kind of stuff. That right there is not that appeasing to most. You got to be a road warrior to actually be able to pull that off. You got to be in the trenches and know you're going to be in the trenches forever. Like Jake the Snake said, when you sign that contract, you are obligated to work every day. So for me, Ronda's like, man, I like this WWE thing. It's been cool having those WrestleMania moments with The Rock, whatnot. Oh, that's great. But man, I ain't got time to be on the road every weekend. That ain't what I want to do. But for Ronda to be able to do this when she want to do it, I think AEW is the greatest place for her to be.
Yeah, have flexibility of schedule, probably be able to, not say call your own shots.
Yeah. You said it right. Call your own shot. A lot of those guys over there calling their own shots. I mean, I rarely see Christian on television.
They're all working at their pace. I will say that the 6-man tag they had Christian and his crew versus Edge and Sting and Darby. It was actually pretty cool little 6-man. I hear though Darby's about to fly over and begin his training to climb Mount Everest. I think Tony Schiavone said that.
Yeah, he said he don't mind if he died, you'd be happy with it. Good luck.
All right.
Good luck.
Well, we hope that's not the case, but I mean, I hear that there actually are frozen bodies on top of Mount Everest.
Of course it is.
Or like on the way up to it.
Oh, yes, of course it is. Yeah, I mean, probably several. Yeah, I mean, you can't get them down once they freeze up there. I mean, why? That's their burial place. That's where they want it to be at.
True. JBL was a mountain climber, right?
Yeah, he did a few climbs. I don't think he climbed Everest though.
Yeah.
At least I don't think he did. I think the last time I saw him, he was climbing. I think it was Kilimanjaro or something like that. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the name, but it was something like that. But yeah, he's one of those guys. But I'm sure after a couple climbs, my comrade was saying, "What the hell am I thinking?" Nose frozen, they get me off this damn mountain, man, before I die. But no, man, hey, you ain't gonna catch no brothers up there. No, but I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It's actually a crew of brothers that climbed Mount Everest successfully. A whole crew of brothers, dreadlocks and all. They said the reason that they got to the top, the insulation from the dreadlocks helped them out. But stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Hey, Book, our next sponsor of the Hall of Fame podcast is AG1, the daily foundational nutritional supplement that supports whole body health. I drink it literally every day, and I know you're drinking it too.
Yeah, man. I received the box in the mail, and I said, "What is this?" And it said AG1. And let me give you a little testimony. I'm a coffee drinker. I've been a coffee drinker every morning for about 25 years. And I drink a big cup of coffee on the way to the airport, and I get on my flight, and I still go to sleep. So I realized coffee is not helping me at all. So I say, let me try the AG1. I stopped drinking coffee literally 2 weeks ago. And I drink the AG1 in the morning, first thing. And the first thing I want to do is get in the gym and train. The body transformation has been unbelievable. The energy I have going into my daily routine has been off the chain. So I'm a believer. I'm a believer in AG1.
And Book, for me, I was sick of taking multivitamins every day, and I wanted something that was an all-in-one. And with AG1, it's just a scoop in my water every morning. I mix it up, and it's a foundational nutritional supplement that delivers comprehensive nutrients to the whole body. And for me, the benefits of AG1, I can tell you I have more energy, I have better digestion, better gut health, I have more support for mental clarity and focus. I'm locked in for the whole day since I've been drinking AG1.
And they say LeBron James spent $1.5 million a year on his body. You don't have to do that, guys. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Guys, go to drinkag1.com/Booker. That's drinkag1.com/Booker. Check it out. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap this thing up here real soon. I know we got some super chatters out there, but Survivor Series is going down this weekend. I got to catch out, man. I got to catch out and make sure I'll be a part of the big event. You know what? I might even try to get on one of them teams because I'm feeling real good.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to throw my name in the hat. When I throw my name in the hat, sometimes, it get answered. So we'll see what's going to happen. Also going down this weekend, big fight, David Benavidez is going to be taking on Demetrius Andrade. Man, I wish I was going to be there for that fight as well. Jamal Charlo is going to be taking on his brother, Jose Benavidez. The Benavidez brothers is going to be headlining pay-per-view this weekend, man. Man, I wish I was there.
Oh, man, it's going to be good. It's going to be good, Book. Now, we do have a bunch of super chats to get through before we wrap things up on this Survivor Series weekend. And again, I'd love to know what people's favorite Survivor Series matches are. If you want to throw them in the chat, I'd love to read them. Or if you want to super chat them in. But this comes from John, JID999. With kayfabe basically being dead in 2023, do y'all think anyone will be able to cultivate a persona/gimmick as well as handsome Jimmy Valiant did?
Kayfabe being dead is definitely made it so much harder for guys to be able to go out there and get over, especially now with the spoilers. You have a show, and show is not going to actually air the next week, and everybody already know the finishes. If it's a new champion crown, they already know it. That cell phone is a monster, man. But I think a guy can get over today just as well as he could yesterday. I really honestly truly believe that the guys that go out and really suspend your disbelief to where this is fake. This is a scripted show. We hear guys talk about it. They're actually writing the shows and rewriting them for that. But the guy that can go out there and really beat someone up poetically like a Gunther, he's going to get over. The guy that can go out there and, lay it in properly and make you feel like you're watching something, close to, real combat, you're going to buy in. But it's really, really hard. And I'll say it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. Magicians are, magicians, the great ones, because of you can't figure out the tricks. You can't figure out how they do it. And when I see guys popping their leg right in front of the crowd, a guy could be getting hit and he'll pop his leg. And I'm like, with slap his leg. And I'm like, how is that suspending my disbelief when I see you actually trying to make the sound for the hit by popping? None of that makes sense to me. When I see these young guys go out and they adopt that same, rule of going out and working, and they all, what did they say? Insanity. What do they say about insanity?
Just doing the same thing twice and expecting a different result.
Exactly my point. And you see how many guys you see do that. It's like, bro, that's not going to get you over. Go out there and actually hit somebody in the mouth for once and see how it feels. All right, and see how the fans react to it. And the thing is, I'm gonna apologize in the back, but when in the middle of the action, in the middle of that war, it's gonna be some live rounds.
Yeah.
Bottom line, this is not ballet. And these guys today are making it look like ballet and going out there and kicking out finishes, just making everybody's finisher look like it's weak. Once guys start getting real again, they'll get over. No problem. Trust me.
Well, recent memory, I mean, just the last few years, I don't think anybody ever questioned, was Brock Lesnar working a gimmick?
Exactly my point. Exactly my point.
You kind of believed him. You didn't hear from him. You just saw him in the ring. He beat the hell out of somebody, and then he left.
And the thing is, his pedigree. He's a collegiate, wrestler. He's a UFC fighter. You know all of that. But when he gets into that professional wrestling ring, he looks just as beastly. He looks just as impressive. He looks just as real when he gets into a WWE ring. And I think that's what's missing. More than anything, that's what's missing.
I agree. This one comes from Callie Tonell. Callie, looking forward to seeing you soon. I love Randy's back, but I'd rather the music hit and we get a surprise instead of Cody announcing it. Everyone seemed excited except Jay. His face dropped. I mean, Cody didn't. Yeah, Cody announced it. He didn't outright say Randy's name. But at the end of the day, Callie, I mean, you're trying to sell pay-per-views. Or excuse me, I guess nowadays you try to get signups for Peacock, right? If people know Randy's going to be there, more people might download that app. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. I'm with him, though. I feel him on I would like for it to be a surprise.
A surprise would have been great, but like you say, I'm sure someone would have broke it on Twitter that Randy Orton has been spotted in Chicago. I'm sure of that. There's no way around that. So these days trying to surprise someone, and you might just be shooting yourself in the foot. I agree with you. Let everybody know that Randy Orton's going to be there so they could, damn it, tune in and buy it more than anything. Especially, more importantly, you want the Randy Orton fans to know he's going to be there.
Yes. And Randy's still a big name to where, hey, somebody might be, oh, Randy's going to have his first match back in 18 months. Oh, what is it? A War Games? Yeah, let's get the show. We'll download the app.
Yeah, seriously.
So I get it from a business perspective, and I also understand what Kelly's saying. I get the fan perspective. In music, does Miz stop the reign of Gunther? Chew it and do it. Happy Thanksgiving.
You know what? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't feel it. I'm not feeling it. But this is a good one for Miz to actually, go out there and step up and put himself in harm's way. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna get the hell beat out of him. He's gonna be bruised, battered, and torn when he walk out of that square circle. So for me, Miz is gonna go out and do what he does, and that's work. Win or lose, the Miz is a legend in this business, Hall of Famer as well.
Oh yeah, easily. This one is from Mr. Joe Walker. I'm sincerely thankful for you, Brad and Booker. Book, listeners are grateful for you in the media the way the fans are for your in-ring career. How does that feel? So how does it feel about people being grateful for you, Book?
Oh man, it's awesome, bro. I get a lot of love all over everywhere I go, and I was just at the barbershop today and getting the beard trimmed up, and this guy he was sitting there, brother, and he looked like he was probably in his 40s, and he just was looking at me the whole time. And when I finished getting my beard trim, he said, "Man, are you him?" I go, I go, "Yeah, I'm Booker T." He goes, "Man, I've been watching you since I was a kid, man. You gave me so many great memories. So yeah, man, I get that all the time. And I appreciate the fans every time they show me that love, because it just let me know that I went out there and did my job to the best of my ability to whatever else comes next. That's what life's really all about. So I appreciate that.
Love it. This comes from BJ6. Thoughts on a women's intercontinental and United States championship? I think it's time.
Yeah, man, I feel like it's time too. I feel like, even NXT, I feel like it's time for NXT to, get another title, just to, give everybody a piece of the action, a shot at the apple, excuse me, a bite at the apple. But I would love to see that for the ladies, man, because right now the ladies are killing it, as well as NXT. A lot of the ladies have left NXT and they're moving to the main roster. They're going to need a little bit more as far as play for everybody, like I said, to have just a part in the game, having a chance to have gold around their waist. I think is something that we all strive for in this business and want for, to be champion just once. So yeah, I agree.
Speaking of women in NXT, I want to shout out Ariana Grace. Her character is so good. She's so committed to the Miss NXT pageant girl character. And you could tell she's turning it up to 11. And I think she's really making something work down there.
She can work too.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed more. But I mean, she's a beautiful girl. But she could work. She plays that role all the way. She's not like phoning it in or anything like that.
No. Yeah.
But when she go out and perform in the ring, you don't see any of that. All you see is her, breaking the noise. So yeah, I agree with you. Ariana Grace, definitely one on my list to make the Fave 5.
There we go. Eddie Melendez says, first time watching live, serving in the Army in Hawaii. Well, we really appreciate you for that, brother. That's a big one. Let's see. We salute to you on that one.
Oh.
Question: you think WWE will sign Punk, Okada, Gia, or Monet since AEW signed Will, Omega, Bucks, Hangman, and possibly MJF before they hit free agency? I don't think Mercedes is probably in play. We don't think Punk's in play. And I don't really see any of the New Japan guys coming to WWE right now. They have a working relationship with AEW.
You know what? I really don't think WWE is going to start making moves because of AEW signings. I just don't think that's going to happen. And the reason why I don't think that's going to happen is that wasn't the blueprint when WCW started hiring guys. It just let WCW hire everybody out there. They didn't care. They had their core guys, and they was going to ride on those core guys, and they was going to ride on them all the way to the hilt. So, and those guys were good enough to ride on. And I think WWE right now, the talent in WWE, I think we got good enough talent to actually ride on to compete against any wrestling company in the world. I mean, I could be wrong. But I don't think WWE is selling wrestling matches. I just don't. I mean, the wrestling matches are the means to an end. That's the payoff. But I don't think WWE is truly selling wrestling. WWE is selling entertainment every week. And hopefully somebody wise up and realize that this is the entertainment business. This is not, I mean, of course, wrestling is on the marquee, but the real wrestlers are in the UFC. All right. The real wrestlers are, those collegiate guys, NCAA, all that kind of stuff. What we do is performing art. And I really would implore these guys to understand, to make it to that next level, you got to be entertaining. And I say that because when I came from WCW, I was a wrestler. I could do it. I could do anything in the middle of that ring, but I wasn't an entertainment guy. But once I start learning how to do it, that's when I start getting over. That's when I start really making money, and I say that, from this perspective, because everybody that has made it to that level has been able to entertain. I look at Kurt Angle, and
Yeah.
what I always think about is Kurt Angle with that little cowboy hat and that ukulele. And this is an Olympic gold medalist who won with a broken freaking neck. So my thing is, if you don't adapt to being an entertainer in this business, you're not going to last very long.
Bottom line. I couldn't agree with you more. We have two more here before we wrap things up. This comes from Austin Hecketsweiler, I guess. What's up, guys? Are you accepting students for training next year? I'm from the Illinois area, Wisconsin area. I don't know how to go about everything. Thanks so much. Always accepting students, right, Will?
Yeah, man. Most definitely, we're always accepting students. We don't discriminate or anything like that. If you can make it to reality wrestling, we'll take a chance on you. We'll put you in the ring and try to teach you the ins and outs, the what not to do's, the psychology of the business. Some things we can't teach. We can't teach you to get in the gym and want to train your body. We can't teach you. You might need a little, height and size on you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That kind of stuff. You just gotta have that will and that knack to want to, put yourself through that. For me, no one never had to tell me I had to get in the gym and train. Nobody never told me, hey man, you need to put on a little weight. I always knew that I had to be just as good or better than that guy standing across from me. So yeah, if you got those qualities, come on down to Reality Wrestling. We'll take a chance on you.
And the last one comes from Cali Toenail. Oh, I'm ready, BT. The suit on press, cuffs are linked. Watch on CST, and Stacy's laced in case I gotta walk on someone from my seat. My luggage is my pillow, and we sleep right by the door, ready to go.
Hey man.
That was pretty good, Callie.
Oh man, hey man, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun December 2nd. Like I say, Jacob Fatu is gonna be in the building. Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, is gonna be in the building. Danny Limelight's gonna be in the building. We're gonna be having a 5 ladies, what do we call it? Battle Royale, maybe
Invitational.
Yeah, invitational. Yeah, that's what we call it, for the crowning of the Reality Wrestling Women's Champion. So yeah, man, I'm so looking forward. Reality Wrestling, we doing so much in there right now too, man. So if you haven't gotten a chance to come to Reality Wrestling, 9300 M&F Lowry Expressway, if you haven't got a chance to see our new arena, guys, come on down and experience it just one time. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. If you're anywhere in the surrounding area, just come down and check it out and be a part of the road just for one night. And I'm sure you'll be back after one night. You'll get addicted. Trust me on that. And we're spending a lot of money, man. We're spending a lot of. Oh yeah, and we got an LED screen back. I don't know if you know that. Kevin and his father. I want to tell those guys, I love them. I love them because they just made me $7,000 rich. Wow. I appreciate it. But yeah, man. But we got to get up out of here.
We do.
We got to get up out of here. Again, happy holidays to everybody out there. Don't do nothing stupid. As always, Bradley, appreciate you for having lifted. And Cali Toenail, man, we're gonna be seeing you real soon, man. We're gonna be seeing you real soon. I can't wait. Can't wait to meet the Toenail in person.
Me too.
Big ups. But like I always say, guys, until next time, we appreciate you. Big ups. We love you. We out.